Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us on this third Sunday of May. I'm Mike Strehlow. Here's a look at what's ahead on CBS 58 Sunday morning. A pair of stories about teachers going above and beyond. We'll highlight the creative ways they're staying connected academically and emotionally with students from a distance. Plus, Shirley Discorbass shows us how Wisconsin wine shops, wineries, and vineyards are helping customers at home enjoy the fruit of the vine with strangers who become friends. And later, Pauline Lee sees a sign of good things to come for Wisconsin's premier orchestra and its new historic home. Also ahead.
Nature is always balancing. It's a verb, not a noun. By lowering the sound pollution, we've increased the potential for nature to kind of go through that balancing act.
With humans worldwide changing their behavior, Michael Schlesinger shows us the many ways that nature is responding and asks, can it last? Our Sunday morning spotlight is coming up. But first, in our ongoing commitment to keep you informed of the latest developments in the coronavirus pandemic, we check in with the CBS 58 News Studio.
Good morning, Mike. Stores are not wasting any time getting their doors back open for business. The Pleasant Prairie Premium Outlet Mall is back open. They showed us around today to see some of the new precautions in place. That includes reduced store occupancy, more signage, as well as dividers and ground and floor markings to make sure social distancing procedures are being followed. Many of Goodwill's southeastern Wisconsin branches are reopening. The company says it established more safety precautions to protect customers and employees. The number of shoppers allowed in the store will be limited. All customers and employees will be required to wear face masks.
We want to be ready to accept those donations. I know people have been waiting to get to Goodwill, so we want that to be a really good experience. So if you drive up, it will be contactless. You can pop your trunk open and we'll take it out, or if you want a bin and put it in there yourself, we can do it that way as well.
All donations will be stored for at least 72 hours before being available to the public. In the studio, Mark McPherson, CBS 58 News.
Even though concert venues have temporarily gone dark, the music has played on inside the homes of award-winning artists and those working hard to achieve greatness. 4 years ago, we first showcased her talents on CBS 58 Sunday morning. And Mike Kirkhoff checks back in with Brookfield's own Nora Collins.
What you say we hit that spot, little dive bar at the end of the block. It is a song about community. It's a good old-fashioned drinking song, and it's kind of about, you know, what we all could use a little bit of right now, which is some neon healing. Meet me where the good times flow, 2 for 1 cheap beer, go down easy.
Singer-songwriter and Brookfield native Nora Collins debuted a new song this past week, Neon Healing. Normally in Nashville, the country musician has been spending time in her home state during the global pandemic.
I thought, this would be a great time to spend some quality time with my family and be away from a big city. Hey everybody, happy Saturday night.
Like a lot of musicians, Collins has been connecting with fans using social media, performing from her living room and writing new music.
Keeping busy and trying to make the best of it.
I love how country music tells a story. Every song means something, and I think that's really special.
We first met Collins in 2016 as the up-and-coming country singer prepared to move from Wisconsin to Nashville.
I've been playing out and writing songs since I was 14 years old, so this is something that I've been working for a long time. And to have this dream realized, it was a big deal, and it meant so much to me and to my family.
Since then, Collins has cemented herself on the national country music scene and here at home as a regular at Summerfest, performing at the past 9 consecutive festivals.
It's a real big bummer. I miss playing shows so much, and I can't wait to have that face-to-face interaction again. With
Summerfest currently postponed and tentatively planned for September, Collins is left waiting, like the rest of us, about that 10th Summerfest playlist.
I have a feeling it's going to be a little while yet. Meet me where the good times flow.
But for now, her music continues, and you can hear her newest single on Facebook. We've posted a link on our website, cbs58.com.
being able to provide an outlet for maybe youth or maybe people who want to express creativity but don't have the financial means to do it. I'd love to be able to just get them in here and show them what's possible to do all of this.
Creative kicks still ahead in session at Shoe School with a sneaker teacher. But first,
I was so happy, and I saw her bring a Shamrock Shakes, and I'm like, awesome.
the pandemic can't stop one sweet tradition in Mequon.
Does learning a language feel like this?
No habla español? Hablo. It's hablo? Yes. It's hablo.
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
Since my husband is from Guatemala, I'll apply what I've learned in the Babbel app to our real-life situations.
The app is so easy to use and it's so practical. It helps you learn things that you will actually need.
Hoy es miércoles. Y el clima está muy bueno afuera.
Language for life. Go to babbel.com and try for free.
In light of the COVID-19 pandemic, Outreach Community Health Centers are here for you. We're open and seeing patients with primary care needs, such as heart failure, hypertension, and diabetes. Additional services available for pregnant patients and children. Experiencing COVID-19 related symptoms? Give us a call and discuss your needs with our medical staff. Accessible, affordable healthcare, available regardless of insurance. Outreach Community Health Centers, where healing, hope, and community come first.
We asked real customers what they really love about Spectrum Internet and TV.
Spectrum Internet has the fastest speeds for everything I do.
There is no turning wheel. It's immediate.
Spectrum is the fastest. Bam.
Get the fastest download speeds with the most reliable performance with Spectrum Internet, delivering starting speeds of 200 megabits. That's more than enough for all your devices for $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
I can't get over how much on-demand Spectrum has. I can literally watch a new movie every night.
I got all my shows, and he's got all his shows. With the Spectrum TV app, I can watch live TV anywhere. It's perfect.
Add Spectrum TV and enjoy more free HD and more free on-demand. Plus, use the Spectrum TV app to watch live TV on the go, all from $44.99 a month. Call 833-906-4499.
The fact that they don't have contracts, that says a lot about their service.
Get Spectrum Internet and TV from $44.99 a month each with no contracts. Install Spectrum services yourself. Get a self-installation kit shipped right to your home. Call 833-906-4499.
OMFG, our Modern Family guarantee.
Can I get a what?
You'll LOL all week long. Monday.
Let's get matching tattoos.
Tuesday.
It's a body spray called Sex Grenade.
And that smell is driving me crazy.
Then it's working.
And even
WTF, why the face?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I hope I could be as cool as you guys in 30 years.
Does she think we're 50?
No, she's just really bad at math.
Modern Family Nightly.
Tonight at 7 on the M.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Tomorrow marks 2 months since public and private schools in Wisconsin officially closed their doors, affecting nearly 1 million K-12 students. On that March 18th, no one knew that kids wouldn't return to classrooms for the rest of the semester. A teacher in Mequon had promised her students a special treat for all their hard work during the year, and as Natalie Shepard shows us, went out of her way to deliver it for the class.
With a leprechaun on her car and a shamrock charm hanging inside, it's clear Lisa Eckes loves all things Irish.
So in my class, we have an incentive where we earn shamrocks based on behavior.
Eckes teaches 4th grade at Donjas Bay Elementary in Mequon, and she's known for one thing in particular.
And so every year I try, around St. Patrick's Day, they earn 100 shamrocks, and they usually get shamrock shakes.
But this year, it didn't go down like that.
St. Patrick's Day was the first week that school was canceled, and so initially I said, all right, we can't do it March 17th, but we'll do it April 17th. That was the first question the kids had.
But it soon became clear that wasn't happening either.
The 17th of April came and went, and I realized May 17th wasn't coming, and so on and so forth, and so I decided I have to do something.
When she realized kids weren't coming back,
hi, Miss Eckes.
Eckes brought the shamrock shakes to them.
I've never seen our 10-year-old son speechless.
Ari Wickman says the special deliveries took some coordinating with parents.
When I got this email, I was like, this is going to make his day, and I want it to be as special as possible.
Eckes gave families a delivery window, packed more than 20 shakes in a cooler, decorated her car, and hit the road with her 2 daughters.
They decorated the car. They dressed in their green. They got all shamrocked out and everything, so it was fun.
Did you know the shakes were coming?
No, I didn't.
So what did you think when she pulled up?
My Goldie started barking, and then my mom was like, she's here, so I went outside, and I'm like, Miss Eckes.
A big surprise for 10-year-old Charlie Wickman.
I was so happy that she came, and I saw her bring the Shamrock Shakes, and I'm like, awesome.
Not just the shakes, but the green cups and special straws. It's inspired Charlie and his brother Blake to do some detective work.
The shakes are the best Shamrock Shakes ever, so we wanted to make one for ourselves. I kind of got her to spill the recipe a little bit.
Charlie also said this is a secret recipe. Is it a secret?
It's not really a secret.
Can you tell me what the secret ingredient is?
The secret ingredient is vanilla extract, because people don't think, when they think of Shamrock Shakes, they think mint and ice cream.
It took Ms. Eckes 3 hours to visit every student's house.
And his expression of just, wow, how did she get to my house?
Snapping a selfie from a safe distance with each and every happy kid.
She's very caring. She goes out of the way to do stuff for you.
I think they were shocked and then incredibly surprised, and then it went to thankful, very excited. The parents were very excited and thankful as well.
There's been a lot of talk about the return of sports. What will it look like now that the world has changed around us? For our own Bill Walsh, the nationwide pause on all competitive team sports has been something of a learning experience.
I don't know if it comes through on the news, but I really love sports, and I know a lot of you do too. Milwaukee is a great sports town. The Brewers have been great the last few years, but even when they're bad, they still draw really good attendance numbers. The Packers, as you know, are part of this state's identity. Watch our news during football season. If Aaron Rodgers so much as catches a cold, it's going to lead our news at 10 p.m. That is only a slight exaggeration. Now, back in February, I really cared how the Bucks would do in the NBA playoffs. I wanted so badly for Giannis to win a championship and then declare that he is going to stay in Milwaukee for his entire career. Well, now it's May, and more than 30 million Americans have lost their jobs. What mattered in February hardly seems to matter now. My lady and I and the kids are lucky. We've stayed healthy. We have enough money. We have enough food to eat, but that isn't the case for all of us, and what security any of us have could go away in the blink of an eye. There is a push to reopen the country and a push to reopen stadiums, and it makes sense. We need a break. We need a distraction from the pandemic. This week, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker said that players owe it to the American people to take a pay cut and restart Major League Baseball. Now, those games, if they happen, would likely be played in empty stands. And if we're all at home watching the Crew on TV and Lorenzo Cain leaps the wall in center field and robs the batter of a home run, will it have the same impact without the crowd to roar their approval? The NFL draft showed us the new normal might not be all bad. It drew huge ratings and was in many ways more entertaining to watch than in previous years. Hopefully a vaccine returns sports to the old normal, tailgating, beers and brats, the national anthem, the roar of a sellout crowd. But if this new normal does stick around, makes you wonder how major sports leagues will recreate excitement. And it makes me wonder if fans are going to re-examine their priorities.
Because I believe that type of inspiration can just launch a whole new path for somebody else.
Crafting classic kicks from scratch in Waukesha.
A mother fighting for divorce in the midst of a pandemic.
I have no child support coming in.
While being financially locked out by her estranged husband.
I have no access to that money.
Monday on the CBS 58 News at 10.
Carl's Country Market has been a cut above the rest for more than 50 years. Carl's was voted the best meat market by Milwaukee Magazine, with the largest selection of fresh beef, pork, veal, and lamb, and imported German specialties at Pilgrim and Silver Spring.
The city's changed.
What do we have here?
This coffee wasn't even heard of a year ago. And now, it's everywhere.
How do you explain this?
What am I, a professor in explanation?
1850 coffee. Quality that's criminal.
USAA was made for right now. Right now is a time for action. So for a second time, we're giving members a credit on their auto insurance, because it's the right thing to do. We're also giving payment relief options to eligible members so they can take care of things like groceries before they worry about their insurance or credit card bills. Right now is a time to take care of what matters most, like we've done together so many times before. Discover all the ways we're helping members at usaa.com/coronavirus.
I'm Dr. Eric Presser, and I treat patients with mesothelioma. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or any asbestos-related lung cancer, I want you to have this free book. It's an invaluable resource to help you make important decisions about your family's future. I can't recommend this book enough. It will answer many of the questions you have, and it's free.
Call 800-576-3222 or go to mesoanswers.com for your free book. That's 800-576-3222.
Court is in session weekdays on the M. Real people.
I slept with her all the time.
Real judges.
What's wrong with you people?
I'll dismiss your case and throw you out.
Really weird problems.
I found out that he has a snoring fetish.
She slams the corner of my table with the frozen chicken.
The bird is a witness.
Tore up a stuffed animal, hung it on the light post via news.
Gavel to gavel coverage begins weekdays at noon on WMLW The M.
Be quiet.
Stop in today for lunch at Carl's Country Market for a delicious deli sandwich made to order, or try our hot daily special. And during the summer, enjoy a fresh grilled brat outside at Carl's Country Market on the corner of Pilgrim and Silver Spring.
Crime Stoppers is a nationwide program that people already trust. And now that program is in Milwaukee. The person who calls that number helps families get one step closer to justice.
Thursday on the CBS 58 News.
Expression through art. A young man is changing up the sneaker game from his shop in downtown Waukesha. With an inventive mind, he's creating custom kicks for his customers and hoping to inspire others. Kim Shine takes us inside Soul to Soul Creations for some shoe inspiration.
Where are we sitting right now?
So you're sitting in my studio, and basically this is kind of where everything happens.
It's in this space where Brandon Johnston's mind is completely free to roam. Look around and you'll see the pieces that connect his creativity.
Directly behind me, you'll see a bunch of what look like molds or feet, but basically these are lasts is what they're called. That's spelled L-A-S-T, and lasts are basically the form that creates the shape of a shoe. So here's one actually right here.
The one he's holding is for the mold of an Air Jordan 1, an iconic athletic shoe in sneaker culture. The 25-year-old is not remaking the popular Nike shoe.
I'm not sitting here trying to profit off their name by any means. I definitely just want to be able to show people what you can do with this stuff.
Instead, he's using it as a guide for himself.
So this is the first pair that I ever made Easter weekend a year ago.
Or to create custom kicks for his customers. And the options are endless, from glitter to transparent to leather.
So I've got everything from veg tan to chrome tan to faux ostrich to python, patent leather, everything. This is called a lock stitch right here. So you stitch 3 times forward and then you re-stitch them backwards.
Johnston calls himself a shoe deconstructor. It's an intricate technique that blends craftsmanship, art, and individuality. He'd seen the process on social media.
But I saw this guy on Instagram taking a pair of Jordans and using Python, and I was like, is this like, I thought it was a digital mock-up, because at this point, there weren't a whole lot of people doing this.
That guy was well-known custom shoemaker Dominic Shambroni, a.k.a. the Shoe Surgeon. Johnston saved up his money and flew to L.A. to attend one of Shambroni's classes.
And I went out there in 4 days with 45 other people and learned how to make an Air Jordan 1 in 4 days. Like, that was just insane.
Back in Waukesha, Johnston had a new respect for quality shoemaking and the business behind it.
But mostly it's aesthetics, quality, and comfort. Those are probably the number three things that I think are pretty important when it comes to building a shoe. And not a whole lot of people think about that when a consumer buys something off a shelf.
During our interview, I asked Johnston to show us in a nutshell how to make a custom Air Jordan 1. His process starts with buying the actual shoe.
First step, you have to take the sole off because you want the sole for whatever shoe that you're using. Then you would actually get this guy, which is an official Air Jordan 1 sole.
If you hadn't already, now you pick your materials. For this pair here, his customer wanted Italian leather and regular leather. Now Johnston's ready to cut out his pattern.
You can make patterns or you can buy patterns. Buying patterns is pretty expensive depending on who you're buying from. This is what it would look like once it's sewed all up. This is just one variation of it. This is another variation of it. So at this point, you've actually successfully completed your entire upper. And now you're going to get ready for what's called lasting. That is what this one is in the process of doing right now. You actually nail it down to what's called a lasting board. So this is the finished product of one of my earlier ones.
The hype around sneakers is real. It's a global multi-billion-dollar industry with its own booming culture.
I would say like the Yeezy is probably one of my favorite shoes.
And every fan has a preference.
Some of the Off-White sneakers. Off-White's a designer brand that collaborated with Jordan brand. Both the Yeezy brand and Air Jordan brand have been going strong at it, and that's really just one of my favorite rivals, I guess is a good way to put it, but it's a healthy rival, I think.
Finding the right shoe has always been part of Johnston's path, from his soccer cleats to his old job at a shoe store, and now to a passion that's changed his entire worldview.
You just got to look at everything around you. I mean, I think that's something that a lot of people don't really think about. But now, if I see a material like your scarf, for example, I can make that out of a shoe if I really wanted to.
Johnston now has his sights set on teaching and is launching an online video class on shoemaking. He says he wants to show other creatives, especially in the Milwaukee area, what's possible.
Because I believe that type of inspiration can just launch a whole new path for somebody else. I know it did for me, so I don't see why it can't for anybody else.
And it's just kind of like a fun way to connect with each other, to connect with me.
Next, in 3 dimensions or 2, the local teacher connecting with her students in an artistic way. But as we go to break, thunder rolls through crisp blue skies. Listen to and watch the salute to frontline workers from Wisconsin's 115th Fighter Wing as they flew over 20 healthcare facilities across the state last week.
Fleet Farm has everything you need to make the most of your Memorial Day weekend. Whether you're showing off your grilling skills or showing those weeds who's boss, Fleet Farm has hot deals on things like a landscaper's flat of annuals, just $9.99, and shredded colored mulch, 5 bags for $10. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
You don't walk on thin ice. You don't light your grill with gasoline. Heck, you don't even run with scissors. So why would you dig in your yard without contacting Digger's Hotline? Digger's Hotline is your one free call or click that helps identify underground lines in just 3 business days. When it comes to safety, don't risk it. Digger's Hotline. Know what's below.
Mom, thank God you're going to be okay.
I'm so relieved, but you should know when my time comes, I have a final expense policy.
Is that the life insurance policy that pays for funeral expenses and other debts?
Yes, there's an immediate payout of up to $30,000. When I called, the quote was free and there was no pressure. I'm so glad you'll be taken care of.
The Select Advisor Plan now pays up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. All it takes is one fast and easy phone call to get approved immediately, and there's no medical exam required. Your rates can never be increased, your benefits can never be decreased, and your coverage can never be canceled. Just call the number on your screen now and find out how Select Advisor can help you. The call is absolutely free and there's no obligation. Call 800-429-0553. That's 800-429-0553.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
In the final month of a semester that's been unlike any other, schools are coming up with creative ways to salute their seniors ahead of graduation. But ever since schools closed their doors, forcing students to open up their laptops at home, teachers have gone above and beyond to not only reach students academically, but as Victor Jacobo shows us, make social and emotional connections that'll have an impact long after this school year is over.
This time of year, school hallways are typically buzzing as the weather gets warmer and the promise of summer days ahead energizes students. But now, the schools are empty and those hallways silent as students finish their year at home.
It's definitely challenging to kind of have the same interaction with students.
Educators like Caitlin Moon, a math interventionist at the Grafton School District, are still moving forward however they can with their teaching plans.
Typically when we have face-to-face instruction, I'm meeting with small groups or kids one-on-one all day. So the location has changed, but it's a lot of the same work.
Through video chats, Moon, or Miss Moon as she's known to her students, continued with her instruction. She decided to go a step further. Meet Flat Miss Moon, a miniature version of Miss Moon that she mailed to her students, encouraging them to take photos and post them on their online learning platform.
And it's just kind of like a fun way to connect with each other, to connect with me, and a way for me to be there for them when I can't be there for them in person.
One of Miss Moon's students
Who's Miss Moon? My math teacher.
Is first grader Jaden Harmon of Woodview Elementary.
Jaden has always loved working with Miss Moon and just is really excited when she gets to see Miss Moon.
Jaden and her mom Liz have been documenting the various adventures of Flat Miss Moon.
We made Miss Moon a bed and we used the poster for a pillow, and Miss Moon is climbing up my wall. Yes, with a string. Jaden wanted to make her a superhero, so we made her a cape and a mask and made her E=moon C squared.
And even how Flat Miss Moon inspires creative ways to do math.
This Flat Miss Moon project has been really fun because we get to try and set up something, and like we had to measure out a little mask for her and things. So it's a way to practice math without necessarily doing the traditional root memorization.
While math lessons continue, Miss Moon hopes this small gesture has a profound impact on her students.
I think that the social and emotional connection to kids right now is more important than ever. I think it outweighs academics, especially now. And I just thought this would be something fun and get them kind of reinvigorated to continue learning.
In this teacher-students equation, a passion for learning plus some creativity equals a whole lot of love.
I'm so happy. When you love her lots. And I miss you. Yeah, and hopefully you'll get to see her in real life very soon, right? Yay!
This week in Wisconsin history, it was May 23, 1974, when local dignitaries and Milwaukeeans gathered to mark the grand opening of the Milwaukee Exposition and Convention Center and Arena. Nicknamed the Mecca, the complex was an update to the existing Milwaukee Arena and Auditorium complex across the street on West Kilbourne Avenue. With a main floor exhibition space that covered 132,000 square feet, the complex included a great hall with additional conference space and meeting rooms, all topped with a cantilevered roof. Home to the NBA's Milwaukee Hawks and later the Milwaukee Bucks, annual events such as the Sentinel Sports Show and Holiday Folk Fair International helped make the Mecca an important downtown destination. The Mecca stood for 24 years until it was replaced in 1998 with the larger, more modern Midwest Express Center, now called the Wisconsin Center.
We're going to taste, we're going to talk about it. You guys, I want you guys to talk a little bit about what you're tasting.
Still ahead, making time for wine. But first,
while we've been stuck inside, nature still goes on. And some are calling it COVID quiet even. Much more about this coming up on CBS 58 Sunday morning.
It's the month of Mayberry. This is gonna be fun. A celebration of all things Mayberry.
Well, let's go. You can find MeTV locally on the following stations.
It's time to fix that leaky basement and fix your faulty foundation. Call the pros at Chris Tarwin Contracting. Protect your home with sump pump installation and other basement waterproofing services. Call today at 262-206-7993.
Serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Call us today for a free consultation. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Here at Gauss Food Market, we're working harder than ever to serve you. How, you may ask? Because we've expanded! Now you can get all your Gauss Food favorites in 2 convenient locations with the same fresh meats cut daily and, of course, the freshest greens in town. It's the same quality foods you've grown to love. Come see for yourself. And if you need help finding anything, ask for me, Tyrone. Oh, wait 1 second. Hello? I'll be right there. A Milwaukee tradition since 1928, Gauss Food Market.
You're a miracle. You know that, right? A living, breathing, one-of-a-kind miracle. You were created to stand apart, to share your gifts and talents in the service of others, to make an uncommon impact in a common world. And at Concordia University, it's our mission to help you do that, to stand apart from the crowd and live uncommon. Concordia University, live uncommon.
Coming together through tough times is a Wisconsin tradition. In fact, adversity seems to bring out the best in us. EdVest is no different. During these times, our dedication to your higher education goals remains as strong as ever.
Rough day at work? Join us for happy hour at the M. We've got 2-for-1 specials starting at 4 with Blackish.
I want to have a bar mitzvah. Oh.
Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get down.
Hey!
Mike and Molly at 5.
Go, go, go!
Can you dig it?
And The Big Bang Theory at 6.
Food fight.
The laughs are on the house. Weekdays starting at 4 on WMLW-DM.
It's time to fix that leaky basement and fix your faulty foundation. Call the pros at Chris Tarwin Contracting. We're your best bet to fix all structural issues, including bowed foundation walls. Call today at 262-206-7993.
We're watching the world as we know it change daily. And CBS 58 continues to change and adapt. We're dedicated to keeping you informed, dedicated to keeping you safe, dedicated to you.
Coming up a little later, our popular Moment in Wisconsin segment, where we highlight the sights and sounds of nature. During the past 2 months, nature has taken note of what's happening in our world and is responding. In our Sunday morning spotlight, Michael Schlesinger looks at the impact this quiet during COVID is having today and what it could mean for future generations.
But this was the first year that I started hearing birds rustling through the leaves, that I started hearing different kinds of songbirds that I had not heard in the mornings previously.
UW-Milwaukee ecologist Tim Ellinger has his routine of early morning walks with his rescue dog Chai along the Menominee River Parkway. But since March, when the coronavirus hit our area hard and many of us sheltered in place, A peaceful calm has taken over, especially on the outside in society.
It's actually, I can whisper, and you can hear me because of the decrease in the traffic.
I mean, it was almost deafening before?
Oh, we could not be talking right now. Like right now, we've heard maybe 3 cars go over. In this period, there would have been normally 30.
Dr. Ellinger tells me this silence is golden moment works 2 ways when it comes to us and the animals.
The noise is not only influencing nature, but the lack of noise is really influencing us. We're not being distracted. We're paying more attention. We're listening. We're looking in our backyard. We're seeing things and hearing things that we have not seen or heard before, because we're part of nature. We're animals living in this environment, and when you reduce the noise pollution around us, we're going to be starting to see and hear things that we've not seen or heard before that were always there.
The professor says now is the time to take advantage of what's happening.
Follow the path that the deer, that the frog, that the turtles, that the fish, that the birds follow. And if we can start sort of paying attention to how we are connected to those, that there is ecology of the city and there's ecology in the city, that might change things.
But the scientist urges caution. He contends this transformation taking place can be considered a mixed blessing in disguise.
Nature is always balancing. It's a verb, not a noun. So by lowering the sound pollution, we've increased the potential for nature to kind of go through that balancing act, that process of movement back and forth. And I think of this COVID quarantine as really an opportunity for nature to kind of go through that balancing a little bit, you know, where animals are freer to move around and kind of re-associate in areas where they may not have been able to get to before. Now, if that's a good thing, maybe. Is it a bad thing? Well, if they get trapped in those areas that are not good habitats, they might be basically in a situation that could lead to their eventual death.
Humans do have a substantial impact on their environment. The concept that we're too small to do anything is just fundamentally not true. All the evidence is to the contrary.
Sean Sublette with Climate Central looks at the pandemic through a different lens. He, along with so many in the scientific community, has seen the immediate result of about 1/3 of the world now in lockdown. The substantial drop of harmful emissions in the atmosphere. NASA also reported a 30% decrease of air pollution over the last few months across the northeastern U.S.
So it does tell us that humans are impacting the environment, because when you back off of how much we're doing, you see a result in the atmosphere. Millions and millions of us doing the same thing, and then all that kind of scales up into the atmosphere. So it does take an individual effort multiplied by several individuals to start to see change.
But Sublette wants us to take this downtime to look up and around and think how global climate change could be another crisis, this one likely greater and even more extensive. One newly released report states how our planet in 50 years could drastically heat up, making it uninhabitable for an estimated 3 billion people who now mainly live in Saharan settings and warm regions closer to the equator.
We need to find a way technologically to back off of our use of fossil fuels as our primary energy source, whether that's renewables or hydrological, some folks say nuclear, whatever it is that's going to be less intensive from carbon, putting less carbon into the atmosphere. Because once carbon dioxide goes into the atmosphere, there's no easy way to get it out.
In other words,
figure out a way to drive our economy in a way that does not set carbon on fire.
This is where action, regardless of the size, kicks in, according to so many of the experts.
Do what you can. Do what's within your means. Use recycled stuff. Don't buy as much stuff that you don't need, and don't waste things. I mean, and that's all stuff your mama probably taught you when you were little.
If I carpool with 4 people, I have reduced my noise footprint by 1/4. And if everybody starts thinking of noise pollution as something that they create, that they can actually lessen in terms of their ecological footprint, there may be a significant impact there.
Words echoed from our 26th president, conservationist and naturalist Theodore Roosevelt, who once said it is hard to fail, but it is worse never have tried to succeed.
It's the way that we look at ourselves connected to nature. And by changing the way people think of nature as part of their environment, that can change people's minds, it can change people's hearts, it can change the way people relate to the world. That change, which I think can be significant, that will then lead to changes in policy, changes in behavior.
You'll find today's stories and those from previous episodes at cbs58.com/Sunday Morning. And please send your story ideas to sundaymorning@cbs58.com.
This one's kind of a dead giveaway, I think.
After the break, taking the time to enjoy the fruit of the vine from a distance. And then,
coming up on CBS 58 Sunday Morning, Milwaukee's Warner Grand Theater building will be shining brightly once again. Well, at least part of it. We'll take a look behind the scenes at its new Blade sign and how it all came together.
At Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated, your health is our business.
Hey, what's up, Milwaukee? It's Sid, the entertainer here. This COVID-19 is taking the world by storm, but we can fight this pandemic. If you're experiencing symptoms, fever, cough, shortness of breath, go get tested. Tests are available at Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated right now at both locations, all right?
If you are uninsured or without a primary medical provider, call for your assessment to get tested today.
We wrote the book on replacement windows here at Mad City Windows. Now take a look at our custom-made Eco Sky windows, featuring Sky Mirror technology and layers of low E to give your home an energy upgrade. You know, Mad City, Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. And you can count on us to put a high-performance Energy Star rated window in your home. And you can take advantage of the Factory Direct Window Blowout Sale. Get a house full of windows for $29.95. $29.95. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Look at the bonus. Buy 7 or more premium windows and get a patio door installed for free. Call during this program and get a free Walmart or Amazon gift card with estimate. Be sure to ask about our virtual online estimates. Call us here in the greater Milwaukee area right now at 262-381-1000 for a free estimate. 262-381-1000.
After Monty was hurt, he knew to call Hupy and Abraham.
If you want to win, call Hupy and Abraham. They really do mean business.
Hupy and Abraham knows how to get you every dollar you deserve for your accident. Call now. The law offices of Hupy and Abraham are right here. Unique technological capabilities allow your claim to be processed by phone, text, or email without you ever having to leave your home. Contact the law offices of Hupy and Abraham. Get all the money you deserve.
The unknown was terrifying.
Disappearances, family secrets, murder.
I just wanted him dead.
America's most captivating true crime stories are on 5 times a week.
Oh my God, I knew he'd done it.
Dateline.
Weeknights at 7 on the M.
NCIS, put your weapon down. Happy Mardi Gras.
Another New Orleans tradition that I love.
Show must go on.
I'm genuinely having a blast.
I just love this city. Jackpot.
Give me an excuse.
Tonight at 8 on WMLW, The M.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Even with most people's travel plans on hold, any sommelier will tell you you can go anywhere in the world, Napa Valley, France, Italy, simply with a glass of wine. The Wisconsin Winery Association is sending out a virtual cheers. And this morning, Shirley Discorbath shows us how you can enjoy the fruit of the vine by bringing wine tastings home.
From the comfort of your home, enjoying an aromatic glass of wine can be an experience itself. Some might say even magical.
Hello, everyone.
Philippe Congar, a native of France, knows a thing or two about it.
It transports you where it's grown. So, you know, you're drinking Italian Sangiovese, you think about Italy, you think about history, you think about Rome, you think about those big old buildings, or you're drinking a Provence from France, you're thinking about the Mediterranean.
He's a winemaker at Wollersheim Winery and Distillery, a multi-generational family-run winery in Prairie du Sac on the hillside of southwest Wisconsin. We caught up with Philippe over video chat.
A lot of people know our place from its natural beauty, like you can see behind me, the vineyard.
On any given day, the winery has many visitors ready to explore different flavors with their palates. But that's all changed due to the state's shutdown order.
We could see a couple hundred customers. On the weekend, we would see 500, 600 customers, which we are not seeing.
Although they offer pickup orders, Wollersheim, along with others in the industry, say they miss the interaction.
We need to stay in touch with our great customers,
which has spawned a new emerging trend, virtual wine tastings.
We're going to taste our first wine. We'll talk about what we're smelling, what we're tasting.
Judy Rajnik is the co-owner of Crush Wine Bar, located in Waukesha and Muskego. She's what you call a wine connoisseur.
I'm a Cabernet kind of girl, but I love all of them, so it's hard to say. You know, there's every bottle here. I've probably tasted most of them and bringing them in.
Crush Wine Bar just hosted its first virtual wine tasting with more than 20 people via Zoom.
I taste wine.
We're trying to think of a way to connect with our customers because they feel isolated. They're, you know, everybody's home a little bit bored. And this was just one way that we thought we could do the wine tastings. I think that everybody has missed.
That's one of the best cabs I've ever had.
Before the tasting, participants pick up their wine samples. It's a blind session, so they have no idea what they're having, just that it's all white wine.
There may even be a white blend, just to kind of throw them off a little bit. But being a blind tasting, we're offering the samples. They're in sealed containers, so they will be numbered. And they will take those home with a worksheet, and the worksheet will just have the numbers. So they'll take them home, pour them in their own glasses.
Number one. And you can tell by the smell what you think this is already, right? This one's kind of a dead giveaway, I think.
Diane Heating is one of the participants.
Never done it before, looking forward to it. Just for the different types of wine. I think we're going to sit out on our patio with our laptop and do it that way.
Just like in-person tastings, they discuss each of them, from fruity to earthy wines.
Anybody getting melon or honeydew or? Yeah, honeydew.
Despite connecting virtually and making the best of difficult times, all these wine enthusiasts agree.
The best way to enjoy a bottle or a glass of wine is usually with friends.
When you open a bottle of wine, you share stories, you share relationships, and it just is bringing people together, whether it's a bottle of wine or over a meal with a great bottle of wine. It's always the stories that come with it.
Don't stand up.
I think it's going to be a great beacon for Milwaukee's vibrant artistic community.
After the break, isn't it grand? A sign of great things to come.
A mother fighting for divorce in the midst of a pandemic.
I have no child support coming in.
While being financially locked out by her estranged husband.
I have no access to that money.
Monday on the CBS 58 News at 10.
Apartments.com puts more renters in new homes than any other website. How? By sniffing out more listings than anybody else. Really?
Things are going really well with us. My lease is up on the 1st, and I think he wants me to move in with him.
Got a potential lead on a vacancy.
What's up with this dog?
Is that your dog?
Good boy.
What's up with the cone?
I told you this would work. Apartments.com, where over 400,000 renters in Milwaukee have found a place.
Over 2,000 ladder-related accidents happen each day nationwide, and you don't want to be next. So avoid the risk of injury while cleaning out your gutters this spring and call Leaf Guard just like Debbie.
Leaf Guard has given me a huge amount of peace of mind not to have to worry about my gutters anymore.
Hey, Debbie, thank you so much. And take a look at this, our exclusive Big Mouth with the extra large opening, along with oversized downspouts, will handle the melting snow and heavy rain this spring, up to 32 inches of rainfall per hour. Ask about Leaf Guard's early spring installation and save during our spring blowout sale. Receive 65% off labor on a complete Leaf Guard system. And the bonus, free leaf blower with your Leaf Guard purchase. When you call in today during this program, we'll double your gift to a $100 restaurant.com gift card with your in-home estimate from Leaf Guard. Call today for the lowest price on a one-piece covered system.
Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but the way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for more than 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Dateline, weeknights at 7 on WMLW DM.
Your health is your most important asset. The coronavirus pandemic can be very stressful. Exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, and avoid alcohol and drugs. To stay informed in this rapidly evolving situation, visit coronavirus.gov or cbs58.com.
People are slowly and safely returning to downtown main streets in Wisconsin, and that includes Milwaukee's Main Street, Wisconsin Avenue. In addition to a few more open signs in store windows, they'll find trees budding, flowers blooming, and at 2nd and West Wisconsin, a throwback sign of things to come. Here's Pauline Lee.
At a time when life seems to be hanging in the balance, a sign of hope.
It is hope for the whole neighborhood, actually.
Is there, just between the two steel beams, hanging high above Wisconsin Avenue in downtown Milwaukee.
It's going really well.
Construction is moving along.
On the construction, we haven't missed a beat.
At the old Warner Theater building. That's part of the new home of the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah, it's really great.
The symphony's president and executive director, Mark Niehaus, says things are looking up.
It's just another milestone of completion. It's also, now it's a sign of hope, literally.
A beacon in the form of a blade sign. Reminiscent to the original that hung outside the Warner Theater back in the 1930s. And it all came together just 5 miles away at the Pawlacki Sign Company in Milwaukee.
We're just really excited to see it go up.
This is a 110,000 square foot facility. And for the past few months, a quarter of it has been taken over by the Warner Theater Blade Sign Project.
It's quite an immense sign.
Blair Bennis is a sales consultant for Pawlacki.
Yes.
She's been part of the project since it all began in 2018.
I think that knowing this was going to be the next jewel of Milwaukee and what this would mean to the community made me really attracted to wanting to be involved and get Pawlacki involved.
But recreating the replica wasn't easy. That's because the original sign was destroyed after it was taken down in the 1960s. All that's left are historic black and white photographs.
When you only have those old black and white photos, it becomes very difficult to try and translate that.
But they worked with the experts to get every detail, from the bulb color to the style and spacing.
There are 1,200 bulbs on this sign alone.
Even that specific shade of red.
It can't just be any red, but we were able to get it to what we think is pretty close.
All of it. Just about right.
All the aesthetic details had to adhere to the original because this needed National Historic approval.
We like the challenge.
Vito Parente helped lead the project. He says it was a challenge that also had to meet the standard of the times. That includes an upgrade to LED technology.
Our engineers have designed this so that specific parts of the sign will run on a circuit. So it really runs off of 14 circuits.
When all is said and done, the sign will stand about 52 feet tall and 9 feet wide. Dozens of people will have spent hours.
Currently, we're at about 4,000 hours.
Putting the blade sign together.
Someone specifically worked on the crown. Other people worked on the steel inside the sign. People worked on the scroll portion itself. People worked on the letters.
On this project specifically, we've actually spent more time in taping than we have actually in the paint booth.
And After a couple of months of fabrication, the sign was ready to be moved to its new home.
And I think it'll be a fitting crown to the new home of the MSO.
It took just about a day for installation, but it will take another few weeks for the new marquee to be finished and installed, complete with the stained glass accents.
You know, at night, you're not going to be able to drive down this street without knowing exactly where the theater is.
The construction on the rest of the MSO's Bradley Symphony Center is expected to be completed by fall.
It's a wonderful sign that life continues.
The coronavirus has disrupted many things in our lives, but there's signs all around us that things are looking up. It just depends on what catches your eye.
This period of time where we're unable to gather together is temporary. And this is Milwaukee's main street. And people are going to be coming back downtown to this area in ways they haven't for decades.
And now, a moment in Wisconsin at the Tishigan Wildlife Area in northwest Racine County. For something new under the sun, CBS Sunday Morning with host Jane Pauley is next. Thank you for sharing part of your morning with us. I'm Mike Strehlow. Please join us again next week for CBS 58 Sunday Morning.